The views and opinions expressed by the participants on this show are not necessarily those of Stewart Information Services Corporation or Stewart Title. Before you make any investment, you should seek the advice of your investment advisor or attorney.
When it comes to real estate, everything matters. Whether you're a realtor, homeowner, buyer, or seller, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title is here to inform, entertain, and inspire you. Host Bill Napick from Stewart Title will talk with guests about what really matters when it comes to owning, buying, and selling real estate. Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title starts right now. Here's your host, Bill Napick.
And welcome to the show, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. I am your host, Bill Napick, and we do go forth every week to inform, entertain, and sometimes even inspire. So we're so glad you joined us. You may be listening in the livable forest. We're going to focus on Kingwood, Atascocita today. It is known as the livable forest, but you may be listening there. You may be in Houston, even Sugar Land or Montana. Who knows? We always have a great cast, and today we have Doug Erdy. He has a team called the Doug Erdy Team. Doug, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you very much, Bill. Appreciate it.
And what a team you have. First of all, let's tell people about your team and what you're doing there in the Kingwood area.
Well, we started our brokerage in 2011. We were with, I had a small team with various companies, large brokerages, and decided to separate from there and open up our own brokerage. We started with 6 agents in 2011, and today we have 59 agents. We've got a great following, a great group of agents that help recruit from outside their sphere of influence. We work in Kingwood and Atascocita area.
Well, it sounds like people are seeking you out to be part of the team, Doug.
Yes, they are. Social media and our awesome agents has really helped make that a win-win for everybody.
And that's fascinating. Let's tell people, in case, and certainly here in Houston, people know Kingwood, Atascocita. We hear about it all the time. But let's say someone's listening outside of maybe even Texas. Give them a description of the area that you're practicing real estate in.
We really cover the entire Houston area, but our primary focus is from the Woodlands east to Porter, New Caney, and then all the way down to Baytown, with our primary focus in that area of Atascocita and Kingwood.
People that are not from Houston or maybe have not visited our big city, it is a big, sprawling city. So I would think you need 59 agents to get it done, right?
Absolutely. You know, we're right there by George Bush Airport, IH. 25,000 medical workers live and work in our area, and lots of oil and gas industries, too, on the Beltway 8 corridor.
So many things going on. And let's tell people, how, from your perspective, Doug, how's the marketplace right now? What are you finding?
It's really picking up right now. It was slow after Harvey, obviously. A lot of areas in town were slow. Kingwood got hit pretty hard. We're just recovering from that. It's still a lot of low inventory in Kingwood, but Atascocita and Kingwood are coming back really strong right now, and we anticipate a really good summer.
And as far as real estate goes, you could be doing so many things, but what was it about, say, the real estate profession that attracted you and to keep you in it for so many years?
Well, I love the autonomy. I can do my own thing, be my own CEO, manage my schedule. I was always driven to get up early, work late, and corporate America. I spent 15 years in the airline business and was very successful in that area. Worked all around the country, but I thought working in my own company, developing my own team, I could really capitalize on my hard work and ethics.
And certainly it sounds like the corporate background was a great learning place for you to take that when you're in your own business, as realtors are.
Absolutely. When you are in the airline business running a major hub like Houston and having 6,000 employees, you can pretty much prepare yourself for any job.
I would be pulling my hair out if I had hair. I'm going to tell you what, that's right. You're exactly right. A lot of drama, a lot of stress, and so many things happen at once. I can only imagine. Tell us a little bit about that.
A lot of personalities. You know, in corporate America, especially in the service industry, hotel, airline, retail, restaurant, you're managing lots of personalities, and you're basically a psychologist or a babysitter too, trying to grow people at the same time dealing with all these different attitudes. And that's why I'm so fortunate. Our group, and we often get complimented so much by our industry partners like title companies, Stewart Title, and some of our lenders. They always tell us we have the best group out there in the area. And I think it's just because we've been very selective on who's joined our group and have had great leadership within our team.
And it's interesting you use the word selective. I'm reading a book called The New Gold Standard where they talk about the Ritz-Carlton. I don't know, I forget the guy's name that wrote it, but what he talks about is for the people that stayed at a Ritz, you know what I'm talking about. The Ritz is just so great at service, and what they do is they select the people that work for them, and they use the same pool that every other employer does, but like your team, people want to be a part of it, and it's very selective, and they pick people with the right passion for serving others.
Absolutely. And I'm aware of the Ritz-Carlton, the way they run their business.
I want to go now. I'm thinking about it. I haven't been to the Ritz in a while.
I heard rumor that they actually will upgrade you at the desk if they feel, or refund your room. They give their all of their staff complete autonomy.
That is correct. The book is The New Gold Standard. I highly recommend it to anybody in any kind of service business. But also, when we talk about your experience in the airlines, the pace of that is it seems very brisk and have to be thinking all the time, making quick decisions. Now, in the real estate world, the thing about the realtor and also the broker like yourself, you have to be so many things during that transaction. And that's not to mention the marketing to bring people in where you're able to serve them. But you have to be a negotiator. You have to be on top of all these things. How do you find the right people to be on the team that could have so many talents and so many skills?
Well, that's a good question. I did some recruiting through a large brokerage, national brokerage, and they were their best person at the office. I brought them on board. My team leader, Sterne Camille, who is the best in the business for our logo, he spent 14 years in the new home business with Weekly and a few other home builders. So we went after some experienced talent and that are seasoned in the industry and outside the industry too. Two of our team leaders or assistant team leaders are educators and both have master degrees, Kobe Reynolds and Kelley Manley. So we're very fortunate to have strong leadership. Strong leadership, I think, is very attracted to good leadership as well.
And let's say for people that might be thinking about selling their home in your area or with your company, what are some of the things that you're coaching people when they're in the mode to sell their home, when they're getting ready to list the property? What are you telling them these days?
Yeah. The number one thing is preparation. Make sure you prepare your home. Curb appeal, obviously, you probably hear that quite a bit on this show. Curb appeal is utmost importance. The interior has to be staged. If you're not going to stage it, at least get your realtor or some team member to assist with the cleaning up some of the debris or clutter. You want a wide open space, an area that's easily walked through to the back door. You know, a lot of your buyers are going from the front door to the family room to the kitchen and right out the back door. They want to see that outdoor area. So those key areas are very important. Bedrooms and bathrooms are not so important, but I mean, the whole house needs to be clean and prepared. But I highly recommend some kind of a staging process.
The other thing I'm thinking about as the weather has been so nice lately is the open house. Are there a lot of open houses right now? And what's your thought on the open house?
You know,
how important is it?
Yeah, to me, open houses are critical. There are a lot of my peers in the industry don't believe in them. I am a firm believer in them, and our agents have really profited off of them, and so have our clients. There's a lot of school of thoughts on that, but I do believe that you should at least have one or two in the first month that the home is active. And the first 30 days are the most critical, and that home needs to be spotlighted in the neighborhood and with signage, appropriate advertising through social media.
Yeah, I agree. And if I were selling my house, that would be one of the things I would require of the realtor. I want a lot of open houses. I think just so many great things happen during the open house, provided you have your home in a great and attractive mode.
Number one, yeah. Again, other agents don't believe in them, and I don't know why. Some have told me that it's very intrusive on the seller, especially with valuables and so forth. But we've taken many steps to avoid that and to have issues with that. So.
And Doug, also, let's say with the next minute or so, what else would you like people to know about your company and some of the things that you're doing that are distinctive in the world of real estate?
Well, we are just opening a new office in Atascocita. It's actually an office/home center, new home center. It's a hybrid. It's the first of its kind in the Houston area, and we're staffing it with our awesome agents daily, 7 days a week, and half of the office is sectioned off for the new home builders. They put their logos up. We have an interactive map, TV screen that's 50 inches. We've got TVs all over the walls that are slide showing different subdivisions and communities. It's walk-in traffic is a thing of the past, but we're surrounded with this new office by 9 new subdivisions, and we are already getting a lot of foot traffic in there and picking up some great leads and helping our builder partners sell their products.
And if people want to go to that, Doug, where would they go?
It's at 16903 West Lake Houston Parkway, and that's in Humble, Texas, right on West Lake Houston Parkway.
Sounds like a great place to visit, and also sounds like you're making the buying and even selling process easy for those that are going to partake.
Exactly. It's a one-stop shop. We have a lender in there, and then we also have our agents and the new home center. So people can come in, list their home with us, and find a new home or a resale home right there in the same location.
Well, that sounds great. And Doug, let's tell people how they can reach out to you.
It's Doug Erdy, Erdy, and it's DougErdy.com. And my phone number directly is 832-265-1954.
Very nice, ladies and gentlemen. Doug Erdy. Go to DougErdy.com. ERDY 832-265-1954. Thank you, Doug, for being on the show.
All right, thank you very much.
Most people don't know that Stewart offers business, home, and auto insurance. In fact, Stewart Insurance and Risk Management has been doing that and more for over 10 years. And they partner with many leading insurance companies to offer great rates. They're a national insurance agency operating in all 50 states, delivering a broad range of insurance products. Whether you need a home insurance quote for a client's home closing or your own insurance needs, you can count on them. Call 866-845-4676. That's 866-845-4676. Stewart Insurance and Risk Management is here to help.
And welcome back, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. I am your host, Bill Nampick. Like I said, we have been talking about the Kingwood area, the livable forest. We're going to find out more. We have another member of the Doug Erdy team. Her name is Asheley Kelley. Asheley, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Not only are you part of the team, but you're the top producer. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Let's say that again, top producer. That has a great ring to it.
It does. I like it.
Now, by saying it, that doesn't mean it's easy. So let's tell people an idea. First of all, how long have you been in the real estate world, Asheley?
A little over 2 years.
Okay, I'm floored. And you're the top producer in just 2 years?
I am.
All right. What is the secret sauce? What are you doing to be so successful and produce so much?
Well, it takes a lot of hard work. I think a lot of people think that it's easy, but I work from sun up to sundown. Last night I was at the computer at 12:30 sending emails. I'm very passionate about my job. I love all my clients. And I think one of the most important things is that you want to treat each client like they're your only client. You want to give them as much attention as they need and really make them feel very important that you're going to make the process, whether buying or selling, as smooth as possible.
I think, and that goes a long way. That is a gem. That is a golden gem right there. Treat each client like you're their only one. That they're the only one.
Yes.
Is that easy to do all the time?
No, it's not.
Especially if you're working day and night.
Yeah, there's very challenging times, but, I love what I do. I was lost in corporate America for 15 years, and I think being in corporate America really set me up perfect to be in real estate. So I love making my own schedule, being my own boss. So to answer your question, it is challenging sometimes, but I love it. So, you take the good with the bad.
No doubt about it. Also, you have to be so many things, as we said earlier. You have to be a negotiator, all those things, but also keeping the transaction and keeping the customers, whether it's a buyer or seller, you have to walk them through it and coach them along the way.
Yes, absolutely. And some people, they have a good idea of the process and it's smooth, and some people really have no idea. So you have to really walk them through, A to Z of the entire process. And I pride myself in doing that well because all my clients absolutely love me. I love them. And at the end of the day, when the deal is done, we're still friends after we talk. We keep in touch, and they're very appreciative of my help.
Okay, 2 gems we now have. All you need is love. We're going to add that. We're going to add treat each client like they're the only one. You and I will have to write a book after this.
Let's do it.
I think we're on to something. But also, you mentioned even those that have gone through real estate transactions, maybe even a year or so ago, there's so many things that change. So it's a continual education for the realtor that you have to be on top of stuff, but you have to also transfer that information to people that are in the process.
Absolutely.
So how do you do that?
On the listing side, I have a presentation folder. When I go to the home to prepare to list their home, I have my folder. I walk them through the process. I leave them with some literature for them to look after or look over whenever I leave. But really, I just guide them through the whole process. So when I leave, there is no unanswered question. They feel confident, they're set up, they're ready to go, and we get their house sold. For me, my average day on market is about 5 days with most of my listings. Now, there are some, especially the higher price point homes, that take a little bit longer, but that's just kind of how it goes.
And when we think about a higher price point, what would you be saying? Over $1 million, over 500? What's considered high?
I would say between, 600,000 and up. Those sit on the market a little bit longer. I mean, right now, what I'm experiencing is the market is hot. I mean, I'm dealing with a client that was looking for a $600,000 home, and we placed 2 offers and didn't get it because there was multiple offers. So
Also, as far as the things that people, speaking of the selection of properties, now do you focus on the Kingwood, Atascocita area, or how do you approach your real estate profession?
Well, I grew up in Humboldt, Kingwood, Atascocita, but about 4 years ago, I moved to New Caney. And my fiance is a business owner out there. So with my sphere of influence and his sphere of influence, I've really grown my business in Porter, New Caney, Splendora, over to Huffman a little bit, Conroe, Willis. I mean, I do work in Humboldt, Kingwood, Atascocita, but my business has primarily grown out that way, like East Montgomery County.
That's sounds like a brisk area as well.
It is, with the new Grand Parkway and the Valley Ranch Center. I mean, it is really, really growing a lot. A lot of people that I'm finding, they want out of the cluster. They want out of the hustle and bustle with the subdivision lifestyle. They want a little bit of land, a little bit more room to breathe. And that's where my business has grown.
So it sounds like things are growing in every direction in this 4th largest city. They say soon to be the 3rd largest city, this Houston area. It's incredible.
It is. And I'm thankful to be a part of it.
Let's go as far as the buyer. Let's take the idea of the buyer again in any of these areas. What are the things that you, as far as coaching the buyer, and how much new construction is there out there? If that, let's say that's one of the things I'm looking for. If I come to you and say, well, I want a house in this price range, maybe 500, and in that I'd like to see some established homes, but I also want to see some new construction. Are there going to be things for me to see in both of those categories?
Absolutely. There's definitely, like I said, the market's great right now. There's several new developments with new construction, like Doug mentioned, right by the home center out in that area. But there's also new construction out in the Conroe, Woodlands, Spring area as well. But the resale, I mean, I'm definitely not opposed to new construction, but my business has really grown more with the resale. So I've dealt with new construction, but it's not really my forte, if you will.
But it's there if someone wants it, right?
Absolutely.
Interesting, because it seems too, it's known as, at least those areas, there's a lot of trees. It's very scenic. It's very beautiful. So sometimes with the new construction, we don't get the trees or that established neighborhood.
Exactly. And with my clientele, what I'm dealing with is a lot of people that want a little bit of land, the trees, the privacy, and like you said, with new construction, it's just, you don't really have that.
And also, I'm thinking about this, Ashley. I can't picture the map, but when you started broadening the scope to New Caney, where does Livingston, is that even in the range, and where does that fit into this? That's kind of more north
yeah,
east,
it's further north. Livingston's about an hour from New Caney, so I'm not opposed to working out there. I really will, work anywhere in the greater Houston area, but that's a lot further north.
Speculation-wise, how do you see the year? Again, it's rapidly going by. How do you see it play out, and how is it going to continue to be brisk, in your opinion?
I think so. I think, after Harvey, everything slowed down significantly, but now it has picked up. I mean, I am so busy. My phone is nonstop. People are ready to sell. People are ready to buy. And I think as the year goes on, it's just going to keep getting busier, and homes are going to sell quicker, and we're going to be in a lot of multiple offer situations, which I have dealt with a lot in the past couple weeks.
So the multiple offer, that's a whole unique thing. thing, again, the realtor has to be so many things. When you get into the multiple offer, that's a whole nother art form in itself.
It is.
So let's say you pick the buyer or seller. And as far as the multiple offer, give us a word on some of the things to think about as far as advising your client. Let's say it's the seller. As far as advising the client when the multiple offers come and your approach with them. And I would think, by the way, if I'm a seller, I would want to have my home looking really great so that I get multiple offers and have it priced right so that happens.
Absolutely. So first things first, when you get ready to sell, it's very important that you have a knowledgeable and hardworking and successful realtor that's going to have your back. Get your home ready, guide you, get it prepared. I offer free staging to all of my sellers.
Wait a minute. That sounds pretty. Say that again. Free staging?
Free staging.
Oh, my.
I do. And I also hire a professional photographer. And I really spend a lot of time inputting my listing to where my listing stands out. It pops. The pictures look great, the verbiage looks awesome, and it grabs people's attention. So that's the first thing right there. You want to make sure your listing is as best as it can be.
No doubt about it. And free staging, I like that because, I thought about this. If you don't go and have the home staged by a professional like yourself or someone that you're enlisting, you're staging it by yourself, and it may not be good.
Right. Exactly. A lot of people, they just don't know, and that's what we're here for.
Very nice. Ashley, let's tell people how they can reach you.
You can reach me on my cell phone at 281-796-1152.
Because you say it's always ringing.
It is. It is.
Let's say that again.
281-796-1152.
281-796-1152. Ashley Kelley. Her phone is always ringing, but I bet you can call her and you'll pick it up, right?
Yes, I will.
Thank you, Ashley, for being on the show. We're going to take another break. Stay with us. So much more ahead.
Stewart Title has been serving Texas for over 120 years. A Texas treasure, Stewart Title's longevity is a testimony to superior service, innovation, and knowing what their customers want. Recent surveys show that 92% of respondents want secure online tracking tools to help them during the closing process. Stewart Title offers the most robust and secure system to track transactions online available today. To learn more, contact Stewart Title at one of their many offices around the city. Stewart Title, online at stewart.com. That's STEWART.com.
And welcome back, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. I am your host, Bill Nampick, and now we're going to talk about money. We love to talk about money. She is Dayra Lopez with Union Home Mortgage. Dayra, welcome to the show.
Hi, Bill. Thank you so much for having me on your show. It's a great opportunity, and I'm blessed to be here.
Well, no doubt about it. We're glad to have you, Dayra. Let's tell people, first of all, your company is Union Home Mortgage. Let's tell them a little bit about your company.
I work for Union Home Mortgage, and we are a nationwide lender. We are actually in 35 states. We have over 100 offices nationwide, 6 branches just right here in Houston, and my team and I work in Kingwood, Texas. So we service the northeast side of Houston, but we actually do loans everywhere in Texas. So
once again, that livable forest.
Yes, and we love it.
People love it up
love
there.
Love it.
I don't live there, but I like to drive through it every now and then. It's great to visit
well,
too.
You can move there, and we can do your loan.
I bet
and
the
they
Doug,
can find you the great house.
I think
over
they'll
600,
find you.
please.
The higher, the better. Also, well, let's tell people right now all the stuff. Everything real estate is ever changing, but the loan process also changes a lot. Let's tell people if they're thinking about getting a loan for a home or going home shopping, when should they begin the money part? When should they contact you? How soon?
Well, really, I think that people start thinking about moving probably a year or so before they actually take the steps to buy a house. So the earlier, the better. The earlier they contact a mortgage professional, the more prepared they're going to be once they start shopping for a house. So this is the first step is to call me, and then I'll run their credit and get them pre-approved so that they know exactly their budget, their numbers, their cash to close, and all that good stuff. So once they find the house of their dreams, they are fully prepared with the loan.
They have to have the money part ready.
Yes.
Also, what are the things that are the considerations when you're looking at a loan and approving the loan? I think there's like
We have four critical factors that we look.
Let's tell people what those are.
Yes, it's cash, credit, income, and collateral, the property. So cash.
How much am I going to put down?
Exactly. Where's your down payment coming from? Do you need down payment assistance programs, which we offer? Are you going to be using a gift from a family member as part of your down payment? That's okay. Or you're just putting 20% down. We need to talk about where the money's coming from.
Good point.
Then credit. Have you been able to pay your bills on time? We want to make sure that you have been responsible and you're prepared to take on this new commitment, which is the biggest one most of the time, in a family's budget. So we look at the credit score. The minimum credit score that Union Home Mortgage can do loans for is 610. 610 is as low as we go.
Like the 610 loop?
Yes,
okay.
exactly.
Yeah,
like our 610
Easy to
loop.
remember. So if you're
Yes.
driving on the 610 loop, better keep your credit score above that.
Yes, absolutely. But of course, we encourage people to have the higher the credit score, the better interest rate they're going to get, the easier the process is going to be. They're going to have more options. So.
And do you see the credit scores of the individuals that you're working with?
Well, again, we are blessed. Back to Kingwood, it's a wonderful area. We do get really good clients.
What's the highest you've seen? Just curious.
I think
that you can remember.
808.
808
is, yes. And when you see those kind of people, normally they have had credit for over 25 years. They keep very small balances on their credit cards. They have multiple types of accounts. So it takes a little bit of time to get there.
That's right. I mean, we build, and I tell my son, that's one of the most important things early on as a teenager or whenever. I don't know when they start tracking you, but if you always pay your bills and make that your goal, you're going to get there.
Absolutely. And the more you know about credit, the better, so that you can help your family. For example, I have a 21-year-old son who has great credit because I put him on one of my credit cards when he was 18. He had no idea that he was an authorized user on my credit card. And now he's working. He's able to have a credit card. He applied for his first one. He got approved, $1,000 credit limit. I mean, it was super easy for him because I was proactive and I started.
Well, he's got a great coach. Right?
So I think it's really important for parents to educate their children. First of all, educate themselves about credit, but also educate their children so that they do not make the common mistakes that young people do. Usually we see 20-some-year-old people with collections on their credit because they just did not know how to manage their accounts.
And the simple thing is, it bears repeating a million times, and that is don't spend more than you make. If you're going to buy something, you better be able to pay for it. That's just a good rule.
Absolutely. Credit is for, you build credit for the purpose of being able to buy a home, to get a car, but not really to buy things that you cannot afford. That's not what credit is for.
Exactly. And I like what you said earlier about the different places that money comes from, because you think about the down payment, or I think about the down payment. I didn't realize that until you really peel the onion, so to speak,
yes,
all the places it could come from: a gift, a family member, or something like that, or who knows what. So you see it all, I bet.
Absolutely. If you have a 401k account, maybe you do not have much money in your savings account, but you can get a loan from your 401k to buy a house, and there's no penalties. Again, down payment assistance program. There is programs out there such as VA and USDA with no down payment required, where the seller can also contribute towards your closing costs, and you come up with very little money out of pocket. So we just, people need to just reach out to mortgage professionals, find out what their options are. Sometimes it's a lot easier to buy a house than what people think. They just need to find out what to do.
That's right. Begin the conversation.
Exactly.
They can easily call you. And when you mentioned the different types of loans, there's too many to mention, I would think, but there's quite a few different loan types as well. Give people some of the most popular ones that you work with every day. The most popular ones,
first-time home buyers normally use FHA. It's just because it's a lot more lenient on credit, on sources of down payment. It's a great option for first-time home buyers with a minimum down payment of 3.5%. Then we actually have a conventional option with 3% down, which competes very well with FHA for first-time home buyers. And then the VA loan with no down payment required for veterans, which is an amazing product. Then we have the conventional options with 3, 5, 10, 15%, however much money you want to put down. You decide how much money you.
I'm glad you said that. You reminded me to ask you, let's say out of 10 loans, just an estimate, out of the 10 loans, what is the most popular amount that people put down?
I would say, well, my business is a little different. I do 60% of my business is conventional, so I do see a fair amount of people putting 20% down. Again,
that's the number I had in mind. 20 seems 20%. Like a nice number.
Well, in my opinion, the ideal loan is 20% down, conventional, a 15-year term. You get the best rate with a 15-year term, even though your monthly payment is a little bit higher than you would like, but you save thousands and thousands of dollars in the long term.
Let's say that again. So the profile of a desirable loan.
A desirable loan, in my opinion, is a 20% conventional 15-year term. If you qualify for that, if you feel comfortable with a higher monthly payment, that is the one that will save you the most, long term, because you save a lot of money in interest.
And of course, right, and the other benefit to the person is that more goes to
towards
paying off the
principal
house.
From
right.
the first payment, from the beginning on the 15-year loan, you contribute more towards the principal, while the 30-year, you start contributing more towards the principal after like 5 to 7 years. So at the beginning, you're basically just paying interest.
That sounds great. We were talking on the air. You mentioned the form, the 2106. So many things that we don't even think about are considered in the loan. Let's tell people about this 2106. You're even looking at deductions people take on their income tax.
Yes. When we're looking at people that make over 25% of their income comes from commission, for example,
realtors.
Exactly. Where realtors are self-employed, they take a lot of
radio
deductions.
Show hosts sometimes.
Yes. So whenever we're dealing with commission people or self-employed, the deductions that you claim on your income taxes will definitely hurt you when you're ready to try to qualify for a loan, because we actually will deduct that from your income.
If you take too many deductions?
Too many deductions, absolutely. So let's say you're a commission employee, you made $200,000 last year, but then you deducted $75,000 in expenses. Well, your income really is only $125,000 according to us, even though you really brought in $200,000. So you want to make sure that you talk to a professional, look at those numbers, so that when you're ready, you're able to buy the house.
Fascinating. So many things go into it, and you're on top of it. Ladies and gentlemen, Dayra Lopez. Dayra, let's tell people how they can reach out to you, and you could help them through the process.
Yes. Well, first of all, I didn't get a chance to tell you a lot about my company. Did I? Yes. It's a wonderful company. It's a wonderful company, and we're growing fast. My number is 832-951-1700. And I will answer the phone pretty much anytime, any day.
There you go. Give her a call, 832-951-1700.
Yes.
Dayra, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you, Bill.
We're going to come right back. You're listening to Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. That was Dayra Lopez. Stay with us.
Most people don't know that Stewart offers business, home, and auto insurance. In fact, Stewart Insurance and Risk Management has been doing that and more for over 10 years. And they partner with many leading insurance companies to offer great rates. They're a national insurance agency operating in all 50 states, delivering a broad range of insurance products. Whether you need a home insurance quote for a client's home closing or your own insurance needs, you can count on them. Call 866-845-4676. That's 866-845-4676. Stewart Insurance and Risk Management is here to help.
And welcome back. Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Bill Nampick, your host. And now the Doug Erdy team is back. Oh, yeah, we have Jeri Blake and Sterne Camille. Hey, guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
There you are. You said that in unison, almost like
we
you're
work as a team.
Yes. That's just another example of the Doug Erdy team.
Yes.
So, first of all, Jeri, let's tell people about your role on the Doug Erdy team.
I have been in the Doug Erdy group since March of last year, so I'm a little bit of a newbie, but I've been in commercial construction for about 16 years.
As far as the marketplace right now, give us a feel from your perspective.
It's actually picked up quite a bit here in the last month. After Harvey, everybody knows that it kind of went down. Renting went up, but now we're getting back in the groove. New homes getting built every day, and it's actually doing really well.
And as far as real estate goes, you could be doing so many things. What is it that drew you to the real estate profession to begin with?
Well, like I said, I was in the commercial construction business for 15 years. Me and my husband owned a business, and we sold in 2015. So I just kind of wanted to stay in that realm. I've been my own boss for 15, 16 years, and real estate just fit the mold.
So it just sounds like it's just a natural for you.
It is.
Sterne, how about you? Tell us about where you were inspired to become to be a part of the real estate profession.
I did hospitality for 17 years with Marriott Hotels, and I reached a point where we reached income cap. And with the real estate, I felt that I didn't have to reach that number. When I work hard, I get paid accordingly. So that was one of the things that attracted me. And I found that every time I was off, I found myself looking at houses on the weekends. So I said, I might as well go for my passion, go for something I want to do. And I asked myself, what would I just naturally do? And I found I kept gravitating to houses. So that's where I decided to look at real estate.
So you're doing what you love, and it's like not even working, right?
Exactly.
That's
So-
exciting. And what a great training ground, the hospitality industry, serving people, and especially with the Marriott Corporation. We mentioned Ritz-Carlton. They own the Ritz, and they're masters at hospitality.
Yes. So I use a lot of my hospitality skills, and I take care of customers, and I feel that's one of my natural passions. I like to teach, and it's a great avenue because for customers to navigate through the process.
Very nice. And also, people, unless they tune into the YouTube video of this show, it must be working because everybody on the Doug Erdy team and Dayra is also smiling. So, number one in hospitality, you want to greet people with a smile. A smile is so important.
Yes,
right, Jeri?
It sure is. We are a very good team, and we all work well together. So it's nice to have a good team because as a newbie, having a knowledgeable team really helps us out. And if I don't know something, I have somebody that's right beside me that knows the answer.
Yes, and that sounds like a real advantage of the team concept because you have really so many resources, and also it's the idea of working together because at some real estate brokers, there's more of an independent where people are working just for themselves and maybe not having the spirit of cooperation as much as the team concept.
That is true. So I found other real estate companies, sometimes the agents are going against each other. And here we want it to be competitive, but we want them to get the right information as fast as we can. And if there's something negative, and I also believe bad news fast, you get it out fast, you can fix the problem. So the team concept helps because people don't feel like they don't have to hold something back. They can tell me something, we can get it fixed, and we can give the best so the customer can make the best educated decision.
And that's a good point. Along the way of the real estate transaction, every once in a while a challenge will crop up, so you have to address that in the manner you speak of. You have to put it on the table and let's find the solution, right?
Exactly.
As far as the opportunities and things like that, Jeri, what are some of the things that when you think about real estate as far as the idea of being in business for yourself, but yet part of a team? I mean, it really sounds like a great model for someone to excel and to, like Sterne was talking about, have the ability to have a higher income and enjoy what you do at the same time.
Yes, it's very well like that. Being your own boss, but yet having a group of people behind you just makes you excel a lot better. And I've been my own boss, but as owning like I said, a commercial construction company, we work as a team. It was me and my husband. It was a family owned. So I just kind of transitioned to that, and it's the same thing. And if you have a great team behind you, your success is a lot better.
Well, like I'll say it again. People have heard me say this on the show. It takes teamwork to make the dream work.
It does.
And without the right team, it could be a nightmare, right?
Yes.
And the other thing that comes to mind is as people think about the idea, like you mentioned, Sterne, where you have the higher possibility of income and no ceiling on your income, that doesn't mean it's easy. Jeri mentioned there's a lot of hard work. So give us an idea when you go forth there in your core principle of success as far as working hard and in a diligent manner. What are some of the things that you're doing out there?
Well, the great things about when you really, technically as a realtor, you're working for yourself, you don't mind working a little bit extra and pushing, that envelope and say, hey, I can do a little bit harder. If I work hard in this area, I see results in this area. So that's the nice part. You're not, based on that exact income. You get results. So kind of like a farmer,
it's a good motivation.
Seeds, you get results. Mm-hmm. So it's a great motivation, and so I personally enjoy seeing, the numbers at the end of the year. And as a matter of fact, Doug does a great event at the beginning of the year to award, and it's fantastic to see that many people successful. So, and know that we had a part of it.
Jeri, when you talk about the commercial business that you were in prior to this, give us an idea of some of the core principles of success that you use that have served you well and prior to being on the team here. But give us an idea of some of those things that you do every day that seem to be working.
Well, one of the main things is customer service. I mean, when you own your own business, you are there to serve your people, and we had a service business. So it's always customer service. Your customer's always right, and you work diligently to make the transaction happen. So, and I feel I have a great work ethic, and I am my own boss. So if I want to make it, it's got to be me. So, and I got to do it. And like I said, with the team, it's really successful.
Very nice, and I like the caption on the cards of the Doug Erdy team: the best in the business.
Yes.
So, and that those are words, but you really have to back them up and strive every day to realize, hey, we want to be the best, and we want to be the best to our buyers and sellers, right?
Exactly, and it makes you accountable.
No doubt about it. Sterne, let's tell people how they can reach out to you if they want to reach Sterne Camille.
You can reach me at 832-618-4583.
That is 832-618-4583. You can't forget the name Sterne. You got the name Sterne, but you're always smiling.
I'm always smiling.
Super attitude. 832-618-4583. And Jeri Blake, let's tell people how they can reach you.
You can reach me at 832-326-0097.
That's like a secret agent.
It is.
0097.
That's right.
832-326-0097. Reach out to Jeri Blake. They are part of the Doug Erdy team, and we're going to come right back with so much more. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we're with Michelle Steffen, Stewart Insurance and Risk Management. Michelle, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Bill. I'm glad to be here.
It's awesome. Let's tell people about occupancy, how our occupancy affects the type of home insurance we should have or do have.
Most people don't realize that, but that's so true.
Because it's
In fact,
important. We just think, hey, I have a home, I live there, it's insured, great. But that's not always the case.
Exactly. In fact, in Texas, there are 15 different home policies that I could sell you, and a lot of that depends on the type of occupancy. So what's going on in the home, who lives there, who resides there, what's the liability risk involved in that, and of those occupancies, you could potentially have a primary home, a secondary home, which is not where you live the majority of the year.
My weekend home, let's
Your
say.
weekend home, exactly. You could have a tenant-occupied property, which is truly an investor or landlord relationship. You could have an investor who has a portfolio of investor homes or homes that he's investing in. And then you have the exposure for a tenant, somebody who actually lives in the home but doesn't own it. So there are a multitude of policies available for protecting a home. If you don't have an agent that knows those 15 policies and can speak to you about the intricacies of each, then you probably should give us a call.
Indeed. And here's another one that comes under it, I think, is that when people have their home for sale, if it's, I think, over 30 days, is if I'm not in the home and I have it listed, let's say I've moved on to my new home and I have my home listed, I'm out of it for 30 days. There's a policy for that because my regular home insurance doesn't cover it after a certain amount of days.
Exactly. And it different.
And what's that one called?
It's just a vacant home policy, essentially. It's structured different ways, so I won't bore you with the details, but it's essentially a vacant home policy. And just to speak to that specifically, every policy is different. Some have a 30-day vacancy clause built in, which stipulates that after the 30-day window, if something happens on the property, they may either start gradually reducing coverage or eliminate coverage altogether. So absolutely, if you're not going to be living in the home and it's in some interim stage of occupancy, call your agent, call us. You can reach us at 866-845-4676, 866-845-4676. I just want everybody to know we can help you. Give us a call and we'll walk you through that process, that product, help you to understand so that you can make a confident decision about the coverage.
In fact, we are broadcast, certainly people know here in Houston, Texas, but people hear us all over the United States, sometimes even beyond. But we want to remind people, let's say you're in Pennsylvania, California, you can insure people there as well, right?
We can, absolutely. We hold a license in most states, and we have relationships with our insurance partners across the nation that allow us to, again, find needs and fill needs with our products. So we're more than happy to talk to anybody.
In fact, someone came into mind right now that lives right here in Houston, and they're very fortunate. Their weekend home or their summer home is in Cape Cod. So
that's nice.
They could have insurance from Stewart Insurance and Risk Management at both locations.
They could, absolutely.
And another idea I'm thinking about, as we're broadcast here in Houston, we hear about it more. I don't know about other cities, but in this city, it seems like there are so many investors, people that are not just buying homes and flipping them. That's one thing, but there's so many investors and people that have rental properties. So that is so important to make sure they have the right coverage for the rental properties, whether it's one property or several.
Exactly. So, again, we talked about the vacant home. There's a standard dwelling fire policy that protects the landlord relationship, the person who owns the home, and provides liability for the tenant who now occupies the home for that landlord. But additionally, you said with a home that people are flipping, there's a policy called a builder's risk policy. And so we can tailor that coverage for a vacant property that is also being worked on, gradually being improved. You have to protect, first and foremost, liability while the property is vacant, and then the structure itself, and then any materials that are being used to rebuild or reconstruct the home. So that's a huge deal for us here in Houston after Harvey, because there are so many homes that are in that interim stage where they're being rebuilt or remodeled after that loss. So a standard home policy is not adequate. There is an exposure there for anybody who's got that going on. So again, I'd love the opportunity for you to call us. We can walk you through that process and that product again and make sure that you understand your options.
There's no doubt you can make the complex simple simply by a phone call. Again, that number is?
It's 866-845-4676. One more time, 866, just for the fun of it, 866-845-4676.
Thank you so much, Michelle Steffen, Stewart Insurance and Risk Management.
Thanks, Bill.
And welcome back. We're going to wind up the show right now. Oh, yeah. We have business development people all over Houston, in fact, the United States, but bringing this show together in a magnificent way. His name is Justin Ramirez with Stewart Title in the Kingwood. Justin, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you, Bill. Thank you for having me.
Well, finally, it's about time you got on. We've been trying for months to get you here, but thanks for bringing such an awesome cast here today.
My pleasure. I brought you the best today.
Indeed. The best in the business, as their card says. Well, let's tell people, Justin, people want to close at Stewart Title in the Kingwood, Atascocita area. What can they do?
Absolutely. Well, we have two offices, and we represent the northeast area of Houston. We have our Kingwood office and our Atascocita office. Both are located off Lake Houston Parkway. Instead of giving you the address and spending too much time on that, the best way to find them is go on Stewart.com and look up our Atascocita and Kingwood location.
There's so much great stuff on the website. Yes, go to Stewart.com, find out which office is best for you. Justin leads the team in a magnificent way. Justin, how can people reach out to you?
The best way to reach me would either be by email, and that email is very simple. It is justin.ramirez@stewart.com, or via my cell phone, and that number is 346-600-4081.
And once again, thanks. An incredible cast. Give Justin a call at 346-600-4081. He's back. Doug Erdy. Doug, welcome back.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, what a team you got here, Doug.
It's pretty tough to beat.
I'm going to tell you, you got to be pinching yourself every day to have such great individuals out there leading the charge.
Like Sterne said, this is not work if you enjoy it.
That's right. It was John Maxwell that said it's not work unless you'd rather be doing something else, and everybody here loves real estate. So
Yes, sir.
Let's tell people, Doug, what else can people expect, and how can they reach you?
Well, the best way to reach any of our group team members is through our direct business line, 281-359-2172, and that's our Kingwood office, but it'll also roll over to our Atascocita Home Center, 281-359-2172.
And Doug, let's tell people, in case they just tuned in at the end, about this home center that you have. Give us another word about that.
Basically, it's a one-stop shop where buyers and sellers can walk in or call us, and we can list their home. There's agents on duty, not 24 hours, but 9 to 5.
They don't sleep, huh?
Actually, you can get us 24 hours, but the home center staff till 6 p.m. 7 days a week, and we can list your home there. We can show you new homes. We have the design center there where the builders have all their models set up. We've got everything that you need. We can get you approved through a loan with Dayra, and come on and see us.
Too awesome. Give Doug a call at 832-265-1954. And, oh, yeah, the top producer, Ashley Kelley. Ashley, welcome back.
Thank you.
So what else would you like people to know before we shut down this incredible show?
Well, if you're a realtor, I would just say give it your all. Every time that you're dealing with a client, whether buying or selling, just give it your all.
Treat them like they're the only one. Something like that. Remember that?
Exactly, like they're the only client.
Golden nugget.
And if you're looking to list or purchase, feel free to call me at 281-796-1152.
There it is, 281-796-1152. Ashley Kelley. Ashley, thank you for being on the show. And now, the money lady, she is Dayra Lopez. Dayra, welcome back to the show. How are you?
I'm doing great, Bill. Thank you.
As always. Boy, it was so enlightening learning more about the loan process. You're incredible.
Thank you so much. Well, it was a pleasure being here with this amazingly successful realtors. I just want to encourage people to reach out to us. My number again is 832-951-1700. Take that first step, get pre-qualified, get pre-approved. It's a lot easier than you might think. So we have a great team of people that can help you repair your credit if you need that, and of course, realtors that will find you the right home.
No doubt about it. 832-951-1700. Dayra, that's right. Thank you, Dayra. And now, Jeri Blake. Jeri, let's tell people how they can reach out to you as well.
You can reach me at 832-326-0097.
And that's Jeri Blake. Now, my son's name's Blake, and if his last name was
and
Blake,
it's a great
he'd be
name.
Blake. Right?
And if you
Something
need help,
like that.
I'm your girl.
There you go. Jeri Blake. Give her a call at 832-326-0097. You might be at the home center, too.
I am there.
Hey, Sterne, before we close the show, let's tell people how they can reach Sterne Camille.
You can reach Sterne Camille at 832-618-4583. That's 832-618-4583.
There you go. And Sterne, the cool thing is people can't forget your name because you have a unique name. You stand out in the crowd.
Yes. Sterne with a smile.
Sterne with a smile. Sterne Camille, thank you so much for being on the show, Sterne. And once again, Justin Ramirez killing it, bringing in such great guests and a super team. I think I'm going to move to Kingwood. I don't know. I'm getting a good vibe about all this. But we thank you all for listening to Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. I'm your host, Bill Nampick. And don't be sad that the show's ending because, yes, it's ending at the time of broadcast, but it never ends at stewart.com/Houston. This is show 221. That is the serial number 221. That's right. You can hear any of and all the shows except the first one. We can't find it, but go to stewart.com/Houston or go to the YouTube channel. Just put my name in there and you can also see and hear the guests at the same time. It's almost like Netflix, but different. So check us out. Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Check out the past shows at stewart.com/Houston. Thank you, Doug Erdy and the team, Sterne, Jeri, Ashley, Dido, thank you so much. And again, Justin, thank you. Until next week, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Bill Nampick, your host. We'll see you then. Thanks for listening.